A new day, a new beginning, a new night, a time for rest. Every cycle in life has a start and an end, and in between lies the journey, sometimes filled with energy and progress, sometimes with stagnation and uncertainty. Do you know that feeling when nothing seems to work? When you find yourself once again at a point where you doubt yourself, your path, and what you're trying to achieve? It feels like you're stuck in a moment where everything is working against you, where your efforts yield no results, and where you start questioning if you're on the right track. What we often fail to realize is that these moments are not random interruptions, but essential parts of the process. Behind the scenes, everything is being arranged for you, while all you have to do is endure what comes your way. And that is the hardest part. Holding on, not giving up, persevering without immediately understanding why things are unfolding the way they do. But that is the only way forward. When darkness enters your life, there is only one path ahead, through it. Fighting is useless, and running away won't help either. Acceptance is always the answer. We know that no one has the power to make all their problems disappear overnight. Obstacles exist, they always do, and that's not without reason. We've often talked about why these challenges are necessary for our growth, why the universe sometimes puts you through difficult lessons to make you stronger. But we also need to take it a step further. We must not only understand why these obstacles exist, but also learn how to actually start creating the world we truly desire. How to stop getting stuck in analyzing problems and instead actively build our dreams, our goals, our wishes. That is what it all comes down to. As a creative person, I've often noticed how much time it takes to learn something new. Mastering a skill is a long process that requires patience, energy, and sacrifice. But perhaps the most crucial thing is how long you must hold on to a certain vision of yourself, an idea of who you are becoming, that future version of you, the one with the necessary knowledge and experience to bring to life what you now only see as a possibility. Chasing dreams is the most beautiful thing we can do, and often the only thing that truly fulfills us. The desire to become a better version of yourself, to create a life that aligns more with what you feel you are meant to be. But how does that process actually work? What happens between the moment you form a dream and the moment it becomes reality? It always starts with a point of departure. You express an intention, you want to achieve something, and you start moving in that direction. This is the manifestation process that is so often discussed. The words manifestation and manifesting are everywhere on social media, with countless gurus trying to tell you how to miraculously make your dreams come true. But in essence, manifestation is nothing special. It is something we do all day long, even in the smallest actions. When you decide to make coffee, it starts with a thought. I want coffee. Then you take action. You get up, walk to the kitchen, grab a cup, fill the machine, press the button, and eventually there it is, your cup of coffee. This process is no different from achieving bigger dreams and goals, except for the time frame and complexity. Do you think the laws of the universe differentiate between small and big desires? No, the laws remain the same. What does change, however, is the impact on your life. Making a cup of coffee requires almost no adjustments to your reality. But if you decide to start a whole new career in another country, your entire life shifts. This means many more factors need to move. Things must shift, and sometimes structures must break down before something new can emerge. That's why bigger manifestations seem harder, not because the law changes, but because the transformation required to bring your wish into reality is greater. Years ago, I wrote in my book that if you say you're going to become a millionaire, while also saying you want to learn to play the piano, the universe takes the order of your priorities into account. Maybe if you become a millionaire first, you won't have time or motivation left to learn piano. Maybe certain paths lead to unforeseen turns. The universe operates with a kind of logic that we don't always understand, yet it is perfectly in balance with what you truly need, not just with what you think you want. What is often forgotten is that manifestation is not just about getting what you want, it's about becoming who you need to be to receive it. If you want to be a successful entrepreneur, you don't just need to attract success. You need to develop the mindset, skills, and discipline that come with it. If you want to be an artist, you must be willing to go through failure and practice to refine your talent. The reason some people struggle with manifestation is that they believe simply stating their desire is enough. But without the transformation that comes with it, manifestation won't happen. That's why it can be so frustrating. You have a dream, you work on it, but you don't see progress. This is the moment where most people give up. They think it's not meant for them, that the universe is ignoring them. But what's really happening is that they are not yet the version of themselves that can receive their desire. And this is where the real work begins. The period when it feels like nothing is happening is often the most crucial phase. This is when you are being shaped, tested, and pushed to grow. This is the phase where doubts surface, where old patterns emerge, where you are challenged to keep going. This is the universe asking, how badly do you really want this? The people who make their dreams come true are not necessarily the most talented or the smartest. They are the ones who keep going, who persist when everything seems at a standstill, who continue believing even when there's no reason to. They are the ones who understand that a tree does not grow faster by pulling on its branches, but by trusting that its roots are anchoring deep into the ground before anything becomes visible above. And that is what you must remember. You are always moving from point A to point B, but sometimes the journey takes longer than expected. Sometimes it feels like you're standing still, while beneath the surface, you are actually laying the foundation for what's to come. Sometimes it feels like failure, when in reality, you are learning how to succeed. The universe does not distinguish between big and small, between possible and impossible. It only responds to you, your intention, your belief, your willingness to go through the process. So if there is something you desire, if you have a dream you can't let go of, remember this. You are already on your way. Even if you don't see it yet, even if it doesn't feel like anything is changing, all you have to do is keep going, keep growing, keep trusting, because in the end, everything falls into place.